We are all performers. Here's why. If you watched my last video, then you should know that I love stories. Hey, I saw that. You just raised an eyebrow because you haven't watched my last video, right? Please go back and watch so we can follow through because I have another story for you today. Story.
Story!
Once upon a time. So, for those of you who do not know, or those of you who know, I run an NGO called Street Project Foundation, and we run different programs for creatives from low-income backgrounds and from vulnerable backgrounds as well in Nigeria. We discover them, train them, and activate them, basically making them ready for the world of work. We look out for young people with different talents, and I must say, it's a very, very competitive process. As usual, last year, we got young people who auditioned as musicians, presenters, drummers, spoken word artists, actors, dancers, you name it. And we're usually very inclusive as well in our process. So we ensure that persons with disabilities are selected and are part of our program. So there's this one story that stands out to me as I reflect on, the whole idea of being performers in the world. It's a story about a young man called Eloka. He is visually impaired and was quite reclusive and always kept to himself during the bootcamp. He auditioned as a presenter and he was selected. During the course of the bootcamp, his team was tasked with writing 3 scripts for a radio drama series titled This is Real Life. Check the description for the link to that. Back to our story. Prior to this time, Eloka had not written a script before, let alone writing 3 scripts in 3 weeks. He challenged himself, and the result was beautiful. He thought that was it all. But no, we usually have more up our sleeves. He was given a role in a stage play. Was it tasking? Yes. Did he think he could do it? No. Did he do it? Yes, he did. He killed it. Eloka came in as a presenter and discovered and explored 2 other sides of him that he never knew existed: a writer and an actor. You see, we all have it in us. If you don't try it, you won't know how good or bad you can be at it. Discovery is not just about finding or learning new things, but also about seeing old things in a different perspective. To Eloka, acting meant being on a stage. What he didn't know was that when he auditioned, he was performing. When he was interacting with his colleagues, he was performing. The moment he accepted to try and write those scripts, it was all a performance. If una dey like this gist, subscribe and hit the like button. Yeah? I'm enjoying it myself. I hope you are. So please subscribe. Now, William Shakespeare said that the world is a stage and we are all performers. So, what does it mean to perform? To me, it means exploring, experimenting, and playing our way through life. It means embracing the not knowing growing process. It means being and becoming. It means co-creating, innovating, doing something new or doing something that isn't actually new, but in a new way. There is no one way to perform in life. I believe that we need to try out different ways to express and live out our emotions. You may start your performance like I did as a child, singing and dancing at our annual close parties that happened at the end of the year in Festac Town, or debating when I became a teenager and trying to explore the option of being a lawyer. Yes. Or to performing as a musician and also performing as a writer. Now, if you want to learn more about my story growing up in Festac Town, you've got to click my first episode just right here. This is why I encourage young people who are struggling with finding themselves and their career pathways to explore different things. That way, you're not scared of the unknown. It doesn't mean that fear does not exist, it just means that you've got what it takes to face it head on. And the moment you do that, you start to overcome. One habit I think has helped my development as a young person is experimenting and throwing myself at things. One of such experiments is being the executive director of a movement called the Global Play Brigade, an experimental global movement that believes in the power of play in softening the borders between us humans. I've never been an executive director of a global movement of this nature before, but being at the center of this experiment and giving myself to the process has put me in a position where I can lead a global movement that uses play and performance to build connection and community with strangers across borders, creating possibilities for social change. Trust me, it's an experiment like never before, and I'm glad to be a part of it because in the process, I'm discovering new aspects of myself and developing new skill sets too. Another example is at the time when I was admitted into the Department of Creative Arts, University of Lagos, Nigeria. It's important to note that at the time, that department was a newly established department. So every student in there were guinea pigs for all the lecturers who were exploring and experimenting how the department was going to do or fare in University of Lagos. And I'm glad that I was at the center of that experiment. I ended up working with seasoned professional actors like Joke Silva, Yinka Davis, and the late Funsho Alabi. And being on stage with them was just beautiful. And I saw it to the end, even though it was challenging. See, you don't have to know it all. I always never had a clue when I approach these things, but one thing I'm always ready to do is try it out. Whether it's trying a new hobby, a different career path, or simply looking at familiar situations from a fresh perspective, the art of exploration and experimentation is about embracing the unknown and growing through it all. My people, just like Eloka learned to write scripts, you too can develop new skills and talents by stepping out of your comfort zone. Yes, you. Get out of that corner. Get out of that comfort zone. Don't limit yourself by saying that you didn't study the creative arts or have any background in the arts, so you can't do it. We live in an age and time where we have diverse resources at our fingertips. Explore them and remember that the world is your stage and you all are performers. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment telling me what new experiments you are going to try. And do tell a friend to subscribe also. Until we meet again, keep spreading love, embracing creativity, and always remember that you have the power to make a difference. Lots of love from me to you.